So I'm back. Today's the 18th of June, and I planned on getting back here a couple days ago, but here we are 6 days later. Remember, this is the swarm that I put on top of these two boxes here, these two brood boxes. This is Betty's swarm. Had about five frames, not quite, 4.5 frames of bees. And remember, we put the newspaper in between the brood box and the swarm. So today I'm gonna, for the first time, lift it, see what it looks like in there. I'm sure that they've eaten through that and released the queen. And then I think what I'm gonna do is just take 5 frames or so out of this pink box and then just put in the new frames from the swarm. It depends on what I see when I get in there, but that's gonna be the game plan. Yeah, so I'm going to get right at it. I'm going to suit up here and open the lid, see what we got. All right, so we're going to open this up. I'm trying to get my glove on with one hand. By the way, I do have a tripod coming thanks to my kids. Happy Father's Day, Dad. By the way, I'm Dad, so I get a tripod for Father's Day. Anyway, I don't know how well this is gonna work. Almost there. All right, well, let me see if I can hang on to this. Dang. This is called American ingenuity right here. I'm gonna lay this on a brick on top of this other hive. Yikes, I'm up in the trees. Okay, I think that's pretty good. There we go, now I got my glove on. This is all gonna change soon, but I appreciate you guys being good about it. Now I haven't put any, this is the first time I haven't put anything on them as far as smoke. So let's see what we got. All right. I mean, there's a lot of bees in there. There's a lot of bees. Put that lid down. Make sure the queen's not on that lid. You gotta be careful sometimes, because you just never know. But I don't see the queen on here at all. All right, real good. Okay, so I'm actually going to put this frame holder on this side. These bees are pretty mellow. It's a windy, cloudy day today. So if I need these, if I need these bees smoked, I'll get some smoke out. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Just gonna take my hive tool and move some of these frames right now. All right, we're getting there. All right. So I'm gonna take this first frame out, and we might be able to see right down inside there. This one, okay, this one's empty. So I'm gonna take this one and just lean it right up against the hive. So nothing on that one. We probably won't put that one back in. All right, let's see what we got here. Here's a foundation. All right, and there was no comb or anything started on this originally. And so you can see, you know, they've got just a little bit started. Not a lot. Let me turn this around so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, nothing. There, no queen on this one. All right, so I'm gonna put that one aside too. And oh boy, yeah, this one's got lots of brood. Now look down in there, you see? There's no newspaper. So they did chew all that out. Look at the outside. So there's the inside. No paper. And there's paper. So when I pull this off, we'll take that paper off, and then I'll pull the lid on this other one. It'd be kind of neat to see if the queen stayed up here, but man, that's all nice new brood. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, huh? So let's take a look. I'm putting a little bit of nectar in the middle, which means they're backfilling it. But that looks awesome. That is awesome. Let's flip it around. Flip it around. Look on this side. See what we can see. Of course, it's full of brood too. I don't see the queen on this one. Alright, so maybe she's on the next frame. Well, I'm just going to set this one down too for right now. I'll lean it right there. There we go. And let's take a look at this one. This one's full of brood too. Boy, they're nice and calm. That's excellent. Excellent. This one's heavy, so this has got probably some nectar in it. All right. Where's the queenie? Yeah, this is a combination of nectar and brood. I don't see the queen on this one. Well, let's flip it around. No, I don't see her on this one either. And that's okay. That's okay. So let's just lean this one up against the hive as well. Nice and easy. The less you disturb them by knocking them around, the less upset they're going to be with you. And she could be down in the hive, you know. Maybe she's not even up here anymore. Maybe she went downstairs. That's all new comb, though, that they've drawn. This comb, this frame was empty. So in the matter of, well, it could be a couple weeks now, they've drawn all this out. Whoops. So I don't see her on this one either. But that's all brood. There's eggs right there. I don't know if you guys, let me see if I can get my, it's really hard doing this all one-handed. But let's see if you guys can see. Can you see the eggs? There they are. Yeah, you can see them. So we know she's in here. She just might have went downstairs. I'm guessing she probably did. So let's go ahead and put this up against here too. Okay, we're just gonna leave that there. Yeah, you can really see how much nectar they brought in when you look at it like that. Look at all the shiny. That's all nectar they brought in. Look at how dark that brood is. Cat brood compared to that. See how much lighter? So you know that this is older. It gets darker as it gets older, and that's newer. All right, guys. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and we're going to, I think that hive is packed out. I may put a super, even though we're in the middle of June now. I mean, we still have a nectar flow going on, and there's, I think, a lot of bees in here now that I added that swarm. Well, we know there's a lot more. There's 5 frames more anyway. Now look at the look at the paper. Look at that. Look at how they've chewed it right up to there. And all that paper, it just doesn't magically disappear, right? They chew it, and then they pull all that paper out of the hive. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off. If it'll come off, there we go. There we go. All right, so we're pulling that off. Guess I'll just put it on the ground for right now, and then I'll clean it up. And there's a lot of bees. A lot of bees. What I need to do, I don't think I'll do it today. We'll just go ahead and put these frames back in today. Give them a little rest. Yeah, I think it's going to work out perfect. Because here's about 3 frames. There's not much, doesn't look like much going on. Let's check this lid. Again, we always check. Make sure the queen's not on there. She's not. You know, it's super important to do that. Sometimes we get in a hurry. We pull that inner cover off and we just put it on the ground. Lo and behold, that queen is on that inner cover. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull. Let's see what's on these frames first. But I know they have plenty of food. So if these have food on them, I'll just take them off. And then I'll figure out what to do with them later. You know, like maybe I'll just put them in the freezer for right now and add them to another hive that needs it. You know, or if it's capped, which I doubt it is, but if it's capped, then I'd keep it. Might just keep it for me. All right, let's see if I can pull this out. It's being a little bit of a problem one-handed. Okay, there we go. I might become a pro doing this one-handed. Okay, I think we might have just a lot of honey on this one. And we do. We do. Yeah. You see all that shiny? That's all nectar. And this is all capped honey at the top. And I could tell just there's some bee bread in there. See that solid yellowish? That's bee bread. That's where they mix the nectar and the pollen together. And they eat that. So let's look at this side. And I think we got the same thing. So this is a good one. This is a good one to go ahead and pull for right now. So that's what we're going to do. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put this one and lean it right up against here. And we'll probably bring that back into a hive later. But our goal here is to get, what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3 frames. I'm going to put 3 frames. That's got all the brood on it. So we're going to get 3 frames in here. I'm going to pull 3 frames out and just replace it with 3. And again, I'm really not worried that I'm pulling their food, because this was the hive, if you remember, was honey bound. That was the beginning issues with this hive, is it was honey bound. And when that happened, the queen didn't have room to lay. And of course I wasn't home to take care of that, or I would have right away, and this hive would have been a lot better off. Okay, so you can see it's got nectar, some bee bread in this one. This one's another good one just to take off. So we're going to take that one off. And we're going to put it over here with this one. Again, I'll probably just take that for right now and put it in the freezer until I figure out what I want to do with it. It looks like this one is going to be the same. Can you see in there? Yeah, I think that's going to be the same. So let me get my hive tool. And what I'll do is I'll take this brood and we'll put it in the middle. You really don't want to put it on the end. That's where their food supplies are. You get the brood in the middle and you put the food supplies on the end of the hive, on both ends. Okay, now this one's heavy, so I can tell you this is going to be nectar. It's going to be honey. Oh, let's flip it over. Oh yeah, you can see all that shiny. That's all nectar. And there's bee bread in this one as well. Let's flip it over and make sure there's no, yeah. So that's what this is as well. Now, I have a 8-frame extractor, and it'll extract these deep frames. So I mean, if I put this back in and the hives have plenty to eat, I'll let them cap this, and I'll probably spin this. This bee honey for us. It all depends. This year, I got talking to the neighbors, you know, because I've been gone so much, and they confirmed what I had really thought, was that we had so much rain that these bees were not able to go out and forage like normal. That's why the 2 flow hives, this one here, and we could take a look at it when I'm done. Usually by this time, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. I'm a little off track here, but usually by this time, you see in there, I mean, usually that is full of bees. And you can see it's not. And then the backside is always, by this time, full of honey. And I'm just hoping that they're gonna be, that's just a little late. You can see those hive beetles in there again. See those beetles? Those black beetles are called hive beetles. They are a nuisance. They are a major nuisance. Now there are bees in there, as you can see, but there's no honey in those flow hive frames. That's too bad. That's too bad. I was wondering, with all the traveling we've been doing, what that was gonna do, you know, right during the flow too. I mean, this is the time you really want to be on top of things, be on top of your bees. But it is what it is. This is one season out of many to come. That's kind of how I look at it. One season out of many. I want to take a look at these frames too, because I got a feeling that that queen is down in here now. I mean, I would have seen her for sure. Now this one's about half full of nectar. And let's look at this other side. This one's pretty full. I'm gonna put this on the outside, the side that had all the nectar on it, because we want to give her room to lay. I mean, I really need to go through this hive and make sure she does have room. Okay, see, and this one's almost all food too. So even if she's up in this box, she's not gonna have much room to lay. I may even just take one of those empties, maybe one that has foundation that hasn't been drawn out, and put it back in here. Because if all these have no room to lay on them, now this one does, but I can feel it's heavy. See, you don't see, there is a little bit of nectar in there. Let's take a look at this. That feels kind of heavy, so yeah, so this one's kind of full too. All right, so that means they have plenty of nectar, and who knows. See, they brought that in too, because I replaced the 4 middle frames. They were empty. I want to give her some empty frames right next where she's laying the brood. I mean, you could see. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to just, yeah. See, and that is full of nectar. That's full of nectar, and that's all good if you just want to use it for honey, and maybe I will. It's not good if you want to give your queen some room to lay. So obviously they have plenty to eat, so we're not even concerned about that. We're not concerned about taking too much food out, because they have more than enough. I can already feel that this thing is full of it too. So I guess what we're gonna do, so she has some room to lay, we're gonna take some of this out. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of bee bread in there. Remember, the bee bread is the nectar and the pollen together. Look at it. That's what that is. That's called bee bread. Now, let's see if I can show you. That brighter right there, that's just straight pollen. So look at the difference between the pollen and the bee bread. There's bee bread right next to it. So this is all food. All of this stuff is food. all of its food. And I'm sure as I keep going, we'll do it just because we got it open. But see, this is a prime example of what happens when you're not around enough to keep your bees, keep on top of your bees. The whole thing with beekeeping, look at that's all bee bread. So these frames are just all food. These bees have nothing to worry about during the dearth. The dearth is a period for the new guys. The dearth is a period of time in the summer where basically nothing's blooming, not enough to really sustain them. And so a lot of times, if they don't have enough in their hive, you end up feeding them. I know there's people out there right now that say, don't feed your bees, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes you do. If you don't leave them enough food, then you do. We manage these bees, right? They're not really wild. Out in the wild, nobody takes their honey. Here, we manage them and we take what we can and leave them hopefully enough to survive and to not only survive, but to multiply and do well. All right, so I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take one more of these frames. This one's kind of light. Let me take this one. And so I'm going to end up shaking these bees out. I probably won't be able to show you that because I need two hands. But all these bees will shake out and we'll put them right back in the hive. But for now, let's go ahead and let's get these girls back in there. Because these girls, whoops, let's move that over. These girls are what's going to continue to make this hive. Like as you can tell, these frames were all food. I mean, again, I put 4 empty frames in this thing about 2 weeks ago or so, and they brought that much food in. So we're going to change that up. I'm going to give them a day or so, and then I'm coming back out here, and then we're going to do a major switchola here. And I'm going to put in, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I could put, I'm going to keep that one out. I'm going to put an empty in here. Regular foundation. Keep all the brood together. Keep all the brood together. All right. Now, yeah. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move these over now. These bees are doing real good. I never smoked them at all. And they have really behaved, which is very nice. You never know when you're getting swarms. I mean, honestly, they are wild bees. You don't know how they're gonna be. So, how they're gonna be. All right, enough of that. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna put the lid back on after I shake these bees off. We're gonna put the lid back on. I'm gonna let them do their thing for a couple days, and then I'm gonna get back into this hive, and then we'll see what we need to do. I'm not gonna put I could put a super on this yet. Let me go back through and see what's going on, and then if I need to super it, I will. I know we're getting later, but I got a feeling because of all the rain that maybe we're gonna have maybe a little later harvest. I'm sure hoping, because these flow hives, again, they're usually full by now and there's no honey in them. Not in the flow frames anyway. All right. Awesome. Another day beekeeping. I appreciate you guys watching. You know, if you think about it, like and subscribe, hit the bell. That'll help me out because I'm new at this. I'm learning. Don't really have the editing thing down yet, but I'm getting better. And you know, maybe I'll get fancy schmancy like some of these guys and have music and titles and I don't know. What you're getting right here is raw beekeeping. This is truly, I don't hide anything. I just do it, and hopefully it keeps your guys' attention and you like it. So anyway, thanks again, guys. I'll talk at you again in a couple days. Thanks. Bye-bye.